Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be processing our turkeys. These are white broad-breasted turkeys. We got them at the very end of May and it is November 1st today. I weighed some of the hens the other day and they're about 25 pounds each, and the toms are considerably larger. We're going to process these birds today just before Thanksgiving, and I'm going to walk you through that process. First, we're going to have to dispatch the birds. And we have a killing cone back here to make that as humane as possible. Then we're going to scald the birds. We're going to pluck them in a tumbler plucker, and then we're going to eviscerate them, split the halves that are being sold as half birds, and keep the wholes. We're going to vacuum seal everything at the end and put them on ice for the evening. We only have 8 birds to do today, so we're going to try to get them done as quickly as possible, but I'm going to film the first one for your guys' benefit. These birds were free range. We kept them in an electric poultry netting and rotated them around our backyard throughout the summer and fall. Here at the end, I put them in this holding pen just to keep them all in one place so I don't have to go chasing them across the yard for processing today. So now I'm going to give you guys a better angle on the actual process. I'm not going to show you the dispatching. Basically what we do is take the bird upside down, invert it into the killing cone, pull the head and neck through the bottom of the cone, and then slit the throat or take the head off in one quick motion. We allow the bird to bleed out, holding it down into the cone so that it doesn't flop around and damage any of its wings or legs, and it keeps everything contained with as little drama as possible. We don't want to stress out the other animals, but generally speaking, they completely ignore what's going on around them. So after I get one of these birds dispatched, we'll pick up at the scalder. All right, now this bird has been dispatched. It took less than a minute for the whole process to be over. Unfortunately, she did flap her wings and get herself all dirty in the mud when I was grabbing her. But now what we're going to do is stick this bird in here. We're going to submerge it as best as possible and try to get the quills of these feathers to loosen up in the hot water. It's also going to help loosen up any kind of dirt that's stuck to her skin or feet. I just need a stick now to stick her down in here. We use this poultry hook just to keep her under the water. Now this temperature, the temperature of this water is about 155 degrees. I don't want to start cooking this bird, but I do want all the quills to loosen up. So what I'm going to do to test that out is grab a couple of these feathers here and see if they strip off the body. These turkeys have a lot more feathers than the chickens do, so I imagine I'm going to have to keep them under the water a little longer. The skin on the bottom of the feet is starting to peel, so that's a good sign as well. Once the skin on the feet starts peeling and these feathers start pulling out easily, we'll know our bird's ready for the plucker. Looks like that's going to about do it. Now we'll see if this plucker can handle a full-size turkey. Now with just a little bit of cleanup, this bird's almost ready for the evisceration table. Alright, we have the bird relatively clean. I'm going to take my hammer and spear processing knife. This is a camp hunting do-it-all knife. This is the knife I actually dispatched this bird with. So it's large enough and strong enough for some of those tougher jobs, but it's really meant for processing wild game and livestock. Hammer and Spear sent this out to the channel. So this is a shameless plug for their products. Go ahead and give them a look. I've had a lot of questions on my how to process a deer video on what knife I'm using. In that video, it's a custom hammer and spear knife. This one is going to be more of a production line. So go ahead and check him out on Facebook, Hammer and Spear Knives. Now, to finish eviscerating this bird and get it into the water bath, I need to take the feet off, take the head off. On these long-necked turkeys, I'm going to take the neck off as well and then insert it in the body cavity in case somebody wants to use it for soup bones or something like that. But the feet have to come off, the innards have to come out, and the head and neck have to come off as well. So just like you would do on a chicken, the first thing I'm going to do is remove these legs right here at the joint. And each of these are going to come off really easy with just a little bit of backwards pressure on the joint. Don't break your knife edge getting in this joint. Just find the little spaces to cut through. It's not going to take very long. The chickens come out way faster than these turkeys, but this is nothing compared to a wild turkey. Those joints are super easy to cut through. Then you're going to take your knife, just like on a chicken. Here's the vent, here's the keel bone. Close to the vent, you're going to make an incision, reach inside with your hand, and disembowel the carcass. Jack, go on. There's a lot of fat in here. Look at all that turkey fat.
Yeah.
That's good.
You think it's bad as wild?
No, plus it's not been shot.
Yeah.
And it hadn't been fed in a day as well, so there's not much in here.
Not much in there. Yeah.
Now you want to reach your hand all the way up into the front of this carcass. You want to feel around the front of the breastbone, and you want to try to get everything out. You should be able to get up in there, strip the heart and the lungs out all at the same time. And here we have the esophagus even came out with everything else. And now is a good time to inspect your turkey. The liver here is a deep red purple with no spots or fluke wounds. This was a healthy animal. I'm going to take my knife and cut on each side of the vent now. And then pulling it away from the body, I'm going to remove the vent. Now all of the innards are connected from the esophagus all the way down to the vent on this bird. On this turkey, I'm going to remove this tailbone. There are some glands in there and some fat they use to help spread oil when they're preening themselves. It's not something that you're going to want to consume, and it doesn't make for a nice table presentation either. Now that we have the feet and innards off, we're going to go in here, remove the head and part of the neck where we dispatched the bird. With that removed, we're going to come in front of these turkey breasts where the wishbone is. In this little pocket right here is the crop. We're going to need to remove the crop by making a small incision. You can reach in here and peel it out. This little balloon is the crop. It's empty, or largely empty, because these birds have not been fed for 24 hours before processing to make this process cleaner for us. I'm going to take my knife and open up this cavity, remove the crop, take the neck off, and then this bird is going to go into the water bath. So now here you have an eviscerated, ready for vacuum seal Thanksgiving turkey. All right guys, I hope you liked that video. What I didn't show you was heat shrinking or vacuum sealing that turkey. Now I do have other videos showing that while we processed our Cornish cross chickens last year. So you guys can head over to the playlist that this video is in, check that out if you want to see the full process on a smaller bird. The next couple of projects we have out here are going to be pretty exciting. So I have a pig back here. We need to process this pig before Christmas. So hopefully we get some cold weather. We're going to do it all at home. And then we have this pig right here. This is Plum. She is a purebred Hampshire. We are going to be documenting some of our experience with her. She's being raised to give us piglets next year. Lord willing, that'll be a successful process. And this little goof down here is Jack, our livestock guardian dog. He's trying to smear off his tick treatment right now. So stay tuned to the channel. We're gonna have some more exciting stuff coming out to you guys in the next couple of months. I have a deer hunt I just went on, successfully harvested a pretty cool buck with a cool backstory to it. And I'm gonna share that with you here in a few days as well. So I appreciate you guys checking out my channel. I hope you find some of this content interesting. It's all gonna be pretty much outdoors, hunting, homesteading, or do-it-yourself country living content. As always, guys, I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and God bless.